With less than 12 hours remaining in the transfer window, the focus at Arsenal right now is trying to get some players out the door. Unai Emery still harbours hopes of bringing in at least one more addition before Thursday's 5 p.m. deadline, but to do any further business Arsenal need to get some players out of the squad first. On Wednesday, Calum Chambers joined Fulham on loan for the season, following Reine-Adelaide and Chuba Akpom out of the club, with others expected to follow. Arsenal have been working hard to get some players off their books, but have found it a struggle due to the high wages a number of their players receive. But there are still deals they hope they can complete before Thursday, which will allow them to turn their attentions to adding to their squad, with both Vida and N'Zonzi targets. Here's a look at the players who could still leave the Emirates this week. Aaron Ramsey. Arsenal want to keep Ramsey, but they are once again facing up to a very difficult decision with one of their star players, and the clock is ticking. The Wales international now has under a year left on his deal, and whether he puts pen to paper is far from clear. Arsenal had grown in confidence that he would sign, but with deadline day fast approaching they have still failed to reach an agreement. Aaron Ramsey has yet to sign a new deal. Ramsey's situation is being monitored by top clubs across Europe, and should a big offer come in before 5 p.m. on Thursday, Arsenal will have to decide whether to accept it or risk him leaving for free in 2019. Arsenal would be looking for a fee of up to £40 million should they decide to cash in, but it could be that they have to accept something in the region of £30 million. Potential transfer fee, £30 million. Mohamed El-Neni. This would be somewhat of a surprise, but if a late offer came in for the Egypt international, then Arsenal could be willing to do business. The form of new signing Matteo Guendouzi this summer has put the youngster ahead of El-Neni in the pecking order, while Unai Emery is also a fan of Ainsley Maitland-Niles. So El-Neni is seen as someone who is very much on the fringe of the first-team squad, and Arsenal would not stand in his way if he decided to move on. Potential transfer fee, £10 million. David Ospina. The Colombia international was expected to leave last summer, but Arsene Wenger convinced him to stay for another season. But Ospina is desperate to play more regular football, and that looks even more unlikely at Arsenal now following the addition of Bernd Leno. Petr Cech has already said that he is staying, having turned down Napoli's advances, and Arsenal rate Emiliano Martinez, who has spent the season on loan at Getafe, very highly. So should the right offer come in for Ospina, Arsenal would be happy to do business. Potential transfer fee, £5 million. Danny Welbeck. Arsene Wenger stated several times that he wanted to keep Welbeck before he announced that he was standing down as manager. The former Manchester United man was an important part of the squad last season and does offer versatility given he can play as the central striker or out wide. He showed in the latter stages of the Europa League how useful he can be, but the only reason he played so much in the Europa League was due to Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang being ineligible to feature. Like Ramsey, Welbeck is now into the final year of his deal, and unless he agrees to extend that stay, then Arsenal would be open to letting him leave, with Everton one of several clubs who are interested. Potential transfer fee, £10 million. Lucas Perez. The Spanish forward is on the verge of leaving the club. Perez arrived for £18 million 2 years ago, but barely featured during his first campaign in North London before he returned to Deportivo on loan. Arsenal striker Lucas Perez is on the verge of a move to West Ham. Image, David Price. Arsenal FC via Getty Images. He started the summer as part of Unai Emery's squad but didn't feature in the final friendlies as he looked to find himself a new club. A move to West Ham is now imminent. Potential transfer fee, £4 million. Carl Jenkinson. The right-back had a miserable time of things on loan at Birmingham last season. He lasted just 32 minutes of his debut against Reading before dislocating his shoulder and only returned to action at the end of January. The defender featured just 9 times while with the Blues and never ended up on the winning side. Jenkinson, a lifelong Arsenal fan, has no future at the club and rejected the opportunity to join Crystal Palace last season. Arsenal could have got around £7 million for him then, but they will not be able to fetch that sort of money this time around, even though he still has 2 years left of his current deal. Potential transfer fee, £3 million. Keep up to date with the latest news, features and exclusives from Football London via the free Football London app for iPhone and Android. Available to download from the App Store and Google Play.